Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our stage, Kelly Swanson in Who Hijacked My Fairytale?
Those who know me know I travel all the time. I'm gone more than I'm home. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store and I put my shoes up on the conveyor belt. My gate agents know my schedule better than me. They're like, Miss Swanson, today you're going to Detroit. You have a 20-minute layover, and it's time for your yearly pap. So I am married to one man that I know of. And we're at that part of the fairy tale that they don't tell you, the part after the ball, where the honeymoon is ended, real life is set in, and suddenly you're getting a good idea of what forever's going to feel like. Where the all-night hanky-panky turns into, come on, babe, we got 5 minutes before Law and Order starts. Where you go from saying, hey, baby, come rub some lotion on my shoulders, to come here, babe, look. You have got to see what is growing in between my toes. And I remember my first real big booking. They wanted me to come every week and tell stories, and I was so excited. It was over at Sunnyside Nursing Home. And I'm thinking, this is my big break. This is it. But I used to bring my keyboard with me because I quickly realized on those Tuesdays that if the story didn't connect, that the music would. And it was, y'all, you should see, it was so strange how the tiniest hint of a melody would pull someone in to a memory. I remember right up front, every Tuesday, sat Ethel P. Waters in her purple velour jumpsuit and matching overly zealous eyeshadow. She drew her lipstick about an inch outside her lips. She loved Tuesdays, not for the stories, but for the music, because she loved to sing. Every Tuesday, she'd pick the same song, and she would wait for me to play her intro and to cue her up, and I'd say, okay, Ethel, are you ready? And she'd nod. And I'd say, okay, Ethel, take it away. And in a gravelly old voice, she would sing her solo in the Tuesday afternoon concerts over at Sunnyside Hills. You gotta give a little. Take a little. And let your poor heart break a little. That's the glory of. That's the story of love. And we'd all say, yay, Ethel. She was my number one fan. She was the first one who truly taught me that castles are overrated. But the chance to be someone else's drink of water is priceless. I'm just saying. So I'm ready to take a step out of that bathroom and into my destiny when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hear this noise. is like a Now, you're probably already figuring it out, but I think I was in denial. But I finally took one more step, and sure enough, the pieces all started to fit. And I finally realized where that noise was coming from. It was coming from my thighs. It sounded like I was chewing on glass, like I was walking on gravel. You see, there were two words I had failed to take into consideration when purchasing these pants. Chub rub. So next thing you know, I'm standing there in the doorway of this ballroom, and I'm looking out. There's hundreds of people in there, fancy, pretty, commercial people, and they're all in khaki and floral, because I didn't get the memo that said theme was Hawaiian tropic. Luau. And I'm standing in that doorway looking like Elvis. The later years. And there was a chair. It was only like 4 or 5 feet in the back. I said, Kelly, this is what you're going to do. You're just going to get to that chair, and you're going to sit down, and it'll be fine. You can do this. You take your time. It's worth it. Just, it's only 4 or 5 feet. But y'all, that's a long 4 or 5 feet when you got to get there without your thighs touching. And look natural. But I did it. And I finally made it to that chair. And y'all, I was exhausted. And I'm sweating in places you ain't supposed to sweat. And I'm nervous. Hey, did you know there's a name for that sweat that gathers up under the girls? It's called Mountain Dew.
Well, seeing Kelly Swanson in Who Hijacked My Fairytale, it is so funny. I have been crying from laughter. My head hurts from laughing so much, but it's so moving. Kelly Swanson had the whole place going from hysterical laughter to, like, you could hear a pin drop silence, and then back to laughter. It's amazing.
I believe that somebody here tonight got a message written in bright purple, flamboyant handwriting. And tonight, somebody began to believe again. And that's the secret, and that's real. And it's much better than the fairy tale. So yeah, that's how I went from her to Kelly Swanson. Whisper of wishes, designer of destinies, and the shaper of stars. And they all lived happily ever